Are you struggling with performance issues in your Spring Data REST application? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into how to avoid N+1 queries and improve your application's efficiency. I completely understand your frustration. When you're prototyping an application and it starts to slow down, it can feel like you're hitting a brick wall. Many developers face this challenge as their data models grow more complex. Let's look at the specific question at hand. One user mentioned that while using projections to reduce payload size, the entire entity graph is still being loaded. They also pointed out the lack of eager loading options with JPA due to auto-generated repository methods. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's going on here? When using Spring Data REST, it can be tricky to manage how data is fetched, especially with complex object graphs. This can lead to performance issues, particularly with N+1 queries, which can drastically slow down your application. Stay with me. By the end of this video, I'll share some effective strategies to tackle these issues and keep your application running smoothly. To address the N+1 query problem, the user should start by defining custom projections for their entities. This allows for more control over which properties are loaded. Next, the user should utilize the @REST resource annotation to customize the repository methods. This will help in specifying which projection to use when fetching data. Additionally, the user can implement a custom entity graph to control the fetching strategy. This can be done by creating a method in the repository that uses the @EntityGraph annotation. Finally, the user should consider using Spring Data JPA's @query annotation for complex queries. This gives the user full control over the SQL being executed. Fun fact, did you know that the term N+1 query problem originated from the world of database optimization? It's a common pitfall that many developers encounter, but with the right strategies, you can avoid it. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach to avoid N+1 queries is to use the @EntityGraph annotation in your repository. By overriding the findAll method, you can specify which related entities to fetch eagerly, like authors and publishers. Another method is to implement caching to reduce the impact of N+1 queries, especially with complex projections. You can create a cache for the ratings of books and use the @cacheable annotation to store the results. Finally, ensure to evict the cache when book data is updated so that the cache remains accurate. This way, subsequent requests will retrieve data from the cache instead of hitting the database. Here's a pro tip. Regularly review your data fetching strategies and projections as your application evolves. This proactive approach can save you from performance headaches down the line. And there you have it. By implementing these strategies, you can significantly improve the performance of your Spring Data REST application. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.